We've covered a lot of material in this module, so let's take a moment to review. We first spoke about the business architecture, which provides a framework to better understand the business and the impacts of projects that are under consideration. Business architecture is comprised of documents, models, and diagrams describing the function of either the entire workplace, the whole line of a business, or a whole functional division. It needs to be large enough to encapsulate everything that might be related to or indirectly affected by the issue or opportunity that we're investigating. Otherwise, we've left gaps in our understanding of the big picture that could cause us to not be able to come up with objectives that fully encapsulate the solution we'd like to use or fully address the problem or opportunity. This business architecture should include information on the business's vision, mission, strategy, functions, rules and policies, structures, processes, and any geographic location information that might come into play as well. When developing the business architecture, we should consider how it's going to be used and who it's going to be used by. What the scope of the business architecture should be will depend largely on not only what resources are available to us, but also on what problem we're trying to solve. If we're trying to solve something that involves the entire business, then simply creating a business architecture representing one line of the business won't be enough. Whereas if we're trying to solve a problem directly and exclusively related to one product line, we can probably just create an architecture for that and be okay. The business architecture should include a compilation of strategic plans and philosophies, as well as information on the organizational structure, business unit goals and objectives that are relevant, as well as details on functions, services, processes, roles, and products that are directly and indirectly related to the problem or opportunity we're investigating. In addition, we'll want to add our gap analysis results over time, although those may not be immediately available when we first begin developing the business architecture. Different organizational assessment techniques can help us to have an understanding of the root causes behind our issues, especially within the context of the business architecture, given that it gives us a better understanding of the business at large. The first of these assessment techniques that we can use is known as the 5 whys. Here, we continue to ask why in an intelligent manner in order to deeply investigate an issue and discover what its root cause might be. We're able to strip past layers of potential symptoms in order to determine where the true problem lies, so that the solution we create is as perfectly tailored to solving all facets of the problem as possible, as permanently as we can. Fishbone diagrams are cause and effect visualizations that are effectively used in conjunction with the 5 whys. They're known as fishbone diagrams because they begin with a problem and then branch out to primary and secondary causes from there. Interrelationship diagrams can help us to visualize the complex relationships between various causes and effects, given how things can interrelate and how causes of some issues might be effects of others, and vice versa. Process flows help us to visualize how business processes progress through different systems and job roles. In other words, they're a visualization of how our work gets done and who might be affected by or affect that work along the way. These are useful in identifying issues and gaps in our capabilities, which comes in handy when we begin to determine what our required capabilities to meet objectives might be. Here we can use capability tables, which list problems along with identified root causes and propose new functions that would help to solve these problems or leverage these opportunities. Affinity diagrams can be useful here too, tying multiple issues, symptoms, causes, or themes together in meaningful ways. These can help to tie problems directly to solutions and can help us see where a certain solution might solve several problems at once. Competitive analysis can also help us to determine our required capabilities. It provides insight into how similar issues were solved in the past. This also affords the opportunity for us to benefit from best practices that others have already developed, so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel along the way. Finally, we need to compare our existing capabilities to what capabilities will be required in order to complete our objectives. This is known as gap analysis. Process flows and business architecture are both helpful in gap analysis and the development of potential solutions, which leads us directly to our next module, which will be focused on recommending action. Here, we're going to take all that we've done so far, all of this research and needs assessment, and we're going to turn it into several different proposals and then select which one we'll recommend to other key stakeholders in order for a solution to be put in place. I'll look forward to seeing you then.